Alright guys, so this trend has been going around recently on TikTok called like things that I don't do as a gym girl, and honestly I have really enjoyed the trend. I think it's a great way to let people diverge from some of the really toxic standards we hold in the fitness industry and kind of show different ways to do things and how not everything needs to be inherently standard. And so I wanted to do a more in-depth take on this. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jaycee. I'm an ACE certified personal trainer and ACE certified group fitness instructor, and in today's video we're going to be talking a little bit more in depth about 15 things that I don't do as a gym girl. For a little bit of context, I've been going to the gym consistently weightlifting for 3 years now. I am a group fitness instructor. I teach all different formats, cycle, strength, HIIT, Pilates, yoga, bar, Zumba, even aqua fitness. And then I'm also a ACE certified personal trainer and I work with clients weekly. So I'm kind of in all of these different areas. Me personally, I like to weightlift most of the week and I do HIIT workouts and teach my group fitness classes along with that. So without further ado, we're gonna get right into this video. If you're new here, subscribe, stick around, post all of this words. If you're new here, consider subscribing. I post lots of different kinds of content related to being a fitness instructor and personal trainer. If you're interested in that, leave a like down below. And at the end of this video, I want you to comment some of your things that you don't do in the gym. Okay, number one, probably the most controversial one, is that I do not hip thrust. And the main reason is that I don't enjoy it. I go to a college gym and we have 2 machines that are available for hip thrusting, a Smith machine and then like an actual hip thrust machine. And I go to a college gym. And so it's a very, very popular machine because in my generation, building the glutes is something that we really prioritize. And so I typically back off hip thrusting during the start to the school year and I'll reintroduce it like kind of the end of each semester. So like I do hip thrust, just not regularly. I take it in and out of my program. But working on the hinge in the shortened position as a personal trainer, I think it's still a very valuable movement. So instead of hip thrusting, I will swap it out for a single leg dumbbell hip thrust or a B stance free barbell hip thrust. Number 2, maybe another controversial one, I don't skip chest training. I saw a lot of TikToks where people were saying that they did skip training chest. I don't, and here's why. I'm not training for aesthetics, I'm training for functional health. Even if I was training for aesthetics, I understand that I'm not going to get massive pecs as a woman unless I am intentionally training and eating that way. Men are designed so that they naturally have larger chest muscles. Women are not. So the likelihood that as a woman that me just hitting a chest press once a week or even occasionally a chest fly is gonna make my chest muscles huge is so slim. And the important thing to remember is that chest muscles play a part in full body training. And so training those muscles in our compound movements is incredibly important for our shoulder strength and our back strength and all of those functional movements and injury prevention. So I don't train chest isolation exercises often, but I do hit like a bench or a chest press once a week. Number 3, and this one I really want to talk about, I don't keep my workouts exactly the same every week. Now, I want to make a video kind of doing a deeper dive into this, but I think the narrative of don't switch up your workouts every time is both helpful and misinformation. Now, I think it's helpful because it's kind of targeting the people who like go into the gym and they do a completely different leg day every single time. And I have been there. I would go into the gym and one leg day I would do like squats and lunges, and the next leg day I would do hamstring curls and leg extension. And the idea of don't switch up your workouts every time is referring to the structure of your workout, the structure of the exercises and the format of the exercises, not necessarily the specific variation. What it's instead meaning is that if I go into the gym to do a leg day, I need to do some sort of squat movement and some sort of lunge move every single time, not a squat and lunge one day and then 2 isolation exercises the next day. And so as a PT, I switch up exercises in my clients' programming all the time because I'm trying to help them build to a certain goal. Let's say I'm working on a client on trying to achieve a Bulgarian split squat. We're gonna start it the first week with just a regular squat. Then I'm gonna progress it to a stationary split squat. Then I'm gonna progress it to a deficit split squat. And then finally the next week, a Bulgarian split squat. I'm changing up the exercise every week, but we're working towards an actual goal here. And so for my own programming, I do that for myself as well. Now, some of my exercises, my big compound staples, they say the exact same every week, but I like to switch up my secondary exercises and my isolation exercises to push myself towards some really nice strength goals. Hot take number 4 on things I don't do as a gym girl, I don't cycle sync my workouts. Now, there just isn't much scientific evidence to suggest that cycle syncing workouts has a bunch of benefit, but if you personally do this and you find that it is so much more helpful in getting you your workouts in each week, that's great for you. Continue to do it. I don't really see the evidence with it, and I don't see the need to do it for myself. I'm lucky enough that I feel like my period doesn't affect me in that way as much. I mainly get like emotional trauma from my period. Like I become a completely different person, but I feel physically fine. I just feel bad for my girlfriend because I become like a dinosaur. So I don't really notice much. She's looking at me right now.
Mostly because I didn't hear what she said and I just heard my girlfriend. I was like, ooh, that's me.
So I don't notice much of like a physical difference in my ability to work out, other than like there might be like a rare day where I'm like on my period and dealing with a cold. And like even for then, like I will still strength train. I'm just gonna do a lower intensity like session. Number 5, don't hate me for this, but I don't do hack squats. I don't enjoy them. Like I feel so uncomfortable doing them. I haven't gotten form down yet. I'm not like opposed to them. I just would want to work with someone who actually knows how to do them before I do them on my own. And also I don't really like the machine my gym uses. It's like a curved platform and I would rather hack squat on a flat platform. Number 6, I saw a lot of people agreeing with me on this and so I wanted to kind of reiterate it here. I don't wear tight on tight gym clothes. Absolutely not. That's a no for me. I feel claustrophobic. No, it needs to be like a baggy shirt with biker shorts or leggings with like tank top. I could maybe do leggings with a bra because for some reason leggings feel less tight to me if they're with a bra, but even then I feel more comfortable with like joggers or sweatpants or shorts and a bra. And the other reason is I already feel really self-conscious with my body, and like the gym's the place I go to build my confidence, and I felt like I just feel so much better when I'm comfortable in my body. Number 7, I think. Are we on number 7? We are. I don't do extremely long workouts. By long, I mean like more than an hour and a half. I'm classifying an hour and a half plus as long. If you're in there for an hour and a half, you're gold. Hour and a half or less, awesome. I'm on like a really tight schedule and I don't have the time to spend more than an hour tops in the gym. And so I typically do a 35 to 45 minute strength training session and then like 10 to 20 minutes of cardio. I just don't have time, but like I'm in the gym all the time because I'm teaching fitness classes and I'm a personal trainer. And so I'm still getting in a lot of activity. It's just my own workouts are not long. I used to do really long ones and they were like enjoyable, but I always felt like I was wasting so much time. I work out with my girlfriend and so we rest during each other's sets. I feel like the reason so many people take super long workouts is because they take like 3 to 5 minutes of rest in between every exercise. Rest is important. You do need rest in between sets, but not every exercise requires 3+ minutes of rest in between sets. For things like heavy compound lifts, I'm thinking like squats, barbell RDLs, bench press, deadlifts. Yes, you're going to need 2 to 3 minutes of rest in between those sets. Yes. But for your leg extensions, you really only need 90 seconds, like a minute to 90 seconds of rest, unless you're trying to like 1 rep max. But if you're doing like your 3 sets of 10, you only need like 90 seconds. The other thing is that both my girlfriend and I have our phones like on Do Not Disturb the entire workout, so we're not on our phones at all. We're actually talking to each other. We actually don't even listen to music while we work out. Maybe that's something I should have put on this list. Like I don't listen to music while I work out, but that's like, I like listening to music while I work out. I've got some jaw issues, so wearing headphones really hurts, which is the only reason I don't listen to music while I work out. Number 8, I don't do more than 5 exercises per session. I get bored, so that's kind of it. And also research suggests that 4 to 5 exercises per session is what is the most effective and honestly all you need if you're training in that hypertrophy goal range. Now, if you're training for power or muscular endurance, that's a little different. You do more or less based on whatever goal you're training, but most people, most gen pop, when they're strength training, are training for hypertrophy, visible muscle growth, but that lean toned, that's not a word, look. So I like to structure my workouts with those 4 to 5 exercises. We're gonna take my glute workouts as an example, like my glute and hamstring day. So my first 1 to 2 workout or 1 to 2 exercises of, let's say, a glute and hamstring workout are by big compound movements. So for glutes and hamstrings, that's gonna be my barbell RDL, and if I'm doing a hip thrust, that's my hip thrust. But we're gonna take this from the stance of my programming now. So my big compound exercise is my barbell RDL. And so that's kind of, I do my 4 to 5 sets, lower rep range, training heavier. Then I do my next 2 exercises as what I call my secondary compound movements. These are more of the unilateral movements, whereas my big compound movements are very bilateral. Both feet are planted on the ground, whereas for my unilateral movements, those are my secondary compound movements. So let's say this is gonna be like our single leg hip thrust, and then it's also gonna be like a lunge movement pattern. I'll typically do 3 sets of like 8 to 10 for those. And then finally I end off with 1 isolation exercise. I do 2 to 3 sets sets of 10 to 12 reps for a glutes and hamstrings workout. This is typically going to be a hamstring exercise. Sometimes if I'm really not feeling like targeting my hamstrings, I'll target some glute medius. Typically it's a hamstring exercise. This is gonna go a lot against what a lot of people said. I don't intuitively eat, I track. And a lot of people actually online said that they didn't track the intuitively ate. And the big thing that they said was that they tracked for years and they felt like they could intuitively eat now. And I love, and so I kind of wanted to counter that because a lot of people in the comments were kind of saying like, but you tracked for years before you got to that point. And so let me counter it with why I intuitively eat. I struggled with an eating disorder all of middle school and high school. And when I got to college was when I started recovery. And so I don't know how to intuitively eat. My ED was there for so long that I don't understand my hunger cues. I don't understand how to eat in nutritious portions, eat a balanced diet, anything like that. And so I do track my nutrients as a way to teach myself how to recognize hunger cues, how to understand the level of nutrition that my body needs, a balanced diet, portion control. And so if you're like looking to be in like a calorie surplus or a calorie deficit or even maintenance and you're like, I don't know how to intuitively eat, tracking's okay. These people that are saying that they intuitively eat are right. Like once you track for a while, you can eyeball how much. Like I am pretty good now about eyeballing how much breakfast I need for the day. I'm not as good as eyeballing lunch and dinner. And so it's like as you practice tracking, you're gonna get better at intuitively eating is kind of what I'm trying to say here. The other thing is I do not strictly track absolutely everything on absolutely every day. I use tracking as a tool. I do it a lot to figure out like, okay, here's what I'm planning to eat today. Here is the level I'm planning to work out. What do I need to bring with me for this day to make sure I'm properly fueled? And I also only track on days that I feel up to it. Number 10 of things I don't do as a gym girl, I don't skip core training. Yes, abs are made in the kitchen, but core training helps improve overall stability, and for me, it keeps my lower back pain at bay. So if you want visible abs, yes, that comes with diet, but everyone should want a stable core because it is so useful for our posture, for our back pain, for our stability in some of our bilateral and unilateral exercises. So I like to do a quick core circuit post every strength session. And then I also incorporate a lot of core specifically aimed around learning how to tilt our pelvis up towards our spine and really brace our core into my fitness classes. Those are the sections that I do. And I also think that a lot of people growing up were just told like, engage your core and never told what it meant. Or also like knit your ribs together. Like, I don't even know what that means. So like think about tilting your pelvis up towards your spine and bracing your core like someone's about to punch you in the stomach. That's how you engage. Number 11 out of 15, I don't train light for my upper body. Like I said with thing number 2, chest day, you are not going to get a massive upper body unless you are intentionally training that way. And if you're just like, Jaycee, I don't like lifting heavy for upper body, that's great. I understand that. There's got to be some sort of resistance there for proper functional health. Substituting upper body for Pilates makes me sad because you're training muscular endurance and then you're claiming it's building your muscle. It's not building your muscle. Now, Pilates has a place. I'm not dogging on Pilates. It just makes me sad that it's promoted online as a substitution for upper body to keep women looking more feminine. I think there's a lot of issues with it there. If you genuinely hate training heavy for upper body, that's okay. Pilates is not the solution. I would honestly say the solution is just doing light strength work if you hate it, or minimal upper body days. Do one full upper body day where you hit a vertical pull, a vertical push, a horizontal pull, a horizontal push, boom, you're done. You hit everything you need to do. Don't hit the isolation exercises, just keep it compound, keep it functional. With that being said, I love how muscular my upper body looks, and I love training heavy for upper body day. I love how it feels. I like the feeling of being a muscular person, so I'm going to continue to train heavy for my upper body day. Number 12, I don't do long, intense cardio. I just don't have the time for it, and I also don't enjoy it. I get really, really bored. During the school year, I get a lot of steady state cardio though, walking to and from class, especially since one of my classes this semester is, no joke, a 25-minute walk away. And yes, I am walking it 3 times a week actually. So I try to do more cardio in the summer when I'm not walking as much, but again, I get really bored easily. So I'd honestly rather just go on a walk with my girlfriend or a walk with my friends. I did try to get into running as a way to get my heart rate up, and it just ended up ending in a very disordered mindset, so I'm kind of stepping away from that for like forever. I don't know. I do sprint and hit training once a week though, because I genuinely enjoy sprinting. I think honestly, if I had more encouragement from my coaches in middle school and high school, I probably would have sprinted in track. But fortunately, we were never really taught how to sprint, and it was just kind of you showed up one day, took the test, and the fastest people did it well. But I enjoy sprinting, and honestly, I'm naturally good at it. I just never learned the form in middle school. So I get my heart rate levels up. I just don't do really long Stairmaster sessions. But if you do long Stairmaster sessions because you enjoy them and not because you're trying to punish that, I love that for you and wish I could do it. Number 13, and this one's kind of wordy. I don't keep the volumes of my lifts high every single time. And what I mean by this is sometimes I'll get to a certain weight that I can lift on an exercise, and I'll take a step back and I'll look at my form, I'll look at how I'm doing the exercise, and I'm gonna realize like I want to tweak something about this a bit. So I'm gonna take the weight down like significantly for a while. And the best example I can think of is my leg press. I was able to press like 265 pounds on the leg press machine, and I was so proud of that. And then I took kind of a step back and I realized my range of motion in the leg press wasn't quite where I wanted it to be. Like it was decent, but I wanted to get more into that range of motion. So I backed it off from 260 pounds to 150 pounds just to work on my range of motion. And now after 3 weeks of doing that, I'm slowly starting to build it back up. So I kind of, if I catch myself starting to ego lift, I take a step back and I look at that form, because I don't want any injuries down the road. I want the best form that I can possibly have. Number 14, quick one. I don't wear leggings on leg day. Absolutely not. It feels restricting. I already don't like leg day because I like lift super heavy for it. So I don't end up enjoying it because it feels like I'm entering that point of diminishing returns. And I would like to not feel as limited in my movement. So biker shorts and a baggy t-shirt, that's my perfect leg day attire. And finally, number 15, for things that I don't do as a gym girl, I don't strictly weightlift. As I said in the beginning, I'm an ACE certified group fitness instructor, and I teach a lot of different formats. And I think all forms of fitness have a space in our lives. One is not inherently better than the other. They just all are working to achieve different goals. Weight training is building muscle, and a lot of group fitness classes are not doing that. They're cardio based, or the strength ones are more so that you can learn form in a controlled environment. Or there's things like Pilates and yoga, which work on our core strength and our mental mind to muscle connection. They're all amazing for different reasons. And so it's important to recognize what a format can actually do for you. I teach bar every week, and I had a really good conversation with a participant after bar who asked me, because I'd made a comment during the class on a glute section. I said, hey, a lot of people come into bar thinking that this is gonna build their glutes. It's not, but it is gonna help you maintain that muscle growth because bar is cardio. That's what bar is. And the glute exercises we were doing were muscular endurance meant to maintain the muscle they already had. And so this girl came up to me after class, and she asked me, she was like, what does bar do? If it doesn't build muscle, what does it do? I just think more people need to ask the questions like that to their instructors. What does it do? If this isn't building muscle, what is this doing for me so that I can do something that builds muscle? And so we were able to have a great conversation about how bar is cardio. Bar is going to maintain the muscle you have, but if you want to build muscle, weightlifting's the way to do that. And if you're not sure about weightlifting, let's go to one of those strength classes and learn form so that you can get in the gym and do it safe. And so I think that building a routine based around having a healthy mix of everything is the best you can do for functional living, because like I always like to say, the best form of movement is the movement that you enjoy. It kind of annoys me when I see a lot of discourse online about how we can substitute Pilates for strength training and get the same result, because Pilates is not strength training. Pilates is about having stability, having range of motion in our spine, and stability in our core, not about having toned arms or toned legs. That is all for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. I enjoyed sitting down and talking to you guys. A while since I've done that. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment down below of some of the things you don't do as a gym girl, and as always, like and subscribe. Have a great day, y'all.